We wanted to start with obviously two biggest cities in our area, Utica and Rome, and we have some proclamations for you. I want to bring in the mayor of Rome, Mr. Joe Fusco. And Joe, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
And there you go.
And an honor. Bill, Joe. I can't begin to tell you how wonderful this is that I'm here.
Let's bring in the mayor of Utica now, Rob Palmieri.
Good evening, Bill.
Mayor Palmieri, good evening.
It's really a pleasure being here tonight. It's a pleasure being with you.
Now, it's already Bill Worden Day in the city of Rome, Bill Worden in the city of Utica tomorrow. Want to bring in Sheriff Rob Mashel of Oneida County. He's next on the list, and I'll give you that. I'll hold on to this. And Sheriff, you can stand right there.
Thank you. First off, Mr. Worden, congratulations.
Thank you, Sheriff.
On behalf of the Sheriff's Office, we certainly wish you the best in your retirement.
Let's bring in Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti as the proclamations continue. And stay put there, Mr. Worden.
Thank you, Bill. It's my honor and pleasure to be with you tonight as you say farewell, but not farewell to this community, which you have meant so much to for 35 years.
First one I want to bring in, Anthony Brindisi from the soon-to-be 119th Assembly District. It's right for this day, at least, the 116th, which of course includes Utica. So, Mr. Brindisi, I'll let you step in there.
Well, Bill, I just wanted to congratulate you and thank you for having me here this evening.
Not to be outdone, we want to get Senator Joe Griffo in here from the 47th District, which also includes the city of Utica. And Senator Griffo, I'll let you take it away as well.
Thanks, Mac. And does that key still work after the mayor dropped it?
I'm sure it does.
Well, it's a real honor to be here today, Bill. And I just want to say, when you look at 50 years in the business, you have done so much for so many throughout your entire career. You've been welcomed into the homes of this community over the last 35 plus years.
We have a couple other proclamations for you on the federal level now. Now the federal lawmakers in session, obviously the fiscal cliff, which we've been talking about so much, so they couldn't get back to the home district. But two proclamations. The first one.
If you'll take that, this is from Congressman Richard Hanna's office, and I'll quote what's here. I and the Congress of the United States join all in congratulating Bill Worden of his well-earned retirement. He clearly exhibits those treasured qualities of leadership and altruistic dedication to his family and to the community. And again, that's from Congressman Richard Hanna's office.
Wow, that's amazing.
There you go. That's from the House and from the U.S. Senate bill on this 29th day of November, the year 2012. The most notable anchor for WKTV will sign off the air. And this is from one Miller Street native to another.
True.
This is from U.S. Senator Charles Schumer. Yeah. And he officially honors you in the United States Senate. Kathy Hughes left this message. It won't be the same without Bill and the 6 p.m. news. He is the 6 p.m. news. Good luck in your retirement. So there you go. So that means you can't leave. So how you go?
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for this special event as we honor 35 years of service by Bill Worden. That's right. Over the next half hour, we will revisit some of Bill's career and hear from some old friends. Are you ready for this? We started a little bit, but
I think so.
Are you ready for this? And here's the one thing. After 35 years of reading so many shows to people, we're going to give you a break. You don't have to read a thing today.
Good.
Okay, all you have to do is watch. How you feeling?
I feel great.
You feel great.
Yeah,
all right. Well, for those that don't know, Bill started back in 1977 at WKTV. He moved back to his home of Central New York after working in bigger TV markets in Kansas and in Ohio. He replaced Jerry Fiore and worked alongside legends like Lyle Bosley. So let's take a look at some of the early years.
We have a heritage here in the Mohawk Valley that transcends any pretty piece of postscript on a piece of paper.
This gentleman comes walking in from the parking lot. He has a suitcase. I think he had his boots on at the time, his cowboy boots, and we all knew sooner or later that he came from Kansas.
This is historic Wichita Cowtown.
I worked with Bill a few years ago.
I must insist that if you choose to be in the business of service, then service is what you should provide.
Okay, it was more than a few years ago. It was back when we didn't have computers. In fact, we didn't even have videotape. We used film.
From the town of Ohio, I'm Bill Worden, TV2 News.
But some things never change, and one of those is excellence in journalism.
Good evening, everyone. President Reagan is preparing to leave the United States for the Mideast and the European continent.
And it was my lucky day when I went to work for WKTV, co-anchoring the news with Bill.
That's our news. Thank you and good night.
I can't believe it's been 20 years since we worked together at WKTV.
Magic Johnson has announced that he has the AIDS virus and is retiring. Sandy Arndt will have a special report.
I remember when I first got to the station, I hadn't done television. I had been in radio news, but not TV, and you were kind enough to give me advice and teach me everything you knew about TV news, which might explain why I don't know that much about it. Just kidding, I'm very grateful for the help you gave me.
We'll have tonight's sports report. Bill Sally will have that after this.
I was with you for the first 17 years. I know you remember. I was that young punk kid still in college who thought he knew everything. Ha! You put me in my place, though, reminding me often just how much I really didn't know, and you were right.
Everybody kind of wants to know what the weather's going to do. By the way, nice jacket.
Well, thank you very much. For a number of years, Bill Worden and I co-anchored the newscast at 6 and 11. I must say that I really enjoyed working with Bill all those years.
Bill Worden, your wife wanted me to say happy anniversary. Sunday is their 28th wedding anniversary.
I just want to thank you for all the laughter and everything I learned from you about how to be a really great anchor, and you're such a great member of the community and did so much for the Utica area, and I always admired that.
And we're back here at Decision 90. Mavis Glass is with me tonight.
To Bill, the best of luck. I think you're going to enjoy retirement.
You will be remembered long after tonight as the face, the voice, and the continuing success of WKTV's news brand.
So thank you, Bill, which I imagine is pretty much about what everybody in Utica is saying right about now.
All right, so there you go, Bill. Some of the folks from 70s, 80s into the early 90s. Talk about some of the memories there.
Ann McDermott, one of my first, she was my first female co-anchor, and she went on to great heights.
But through all the ups and downs, there was one constant that we could rely on and trust: the voice and the presence of Bill Worden, not only on TV, but in the community.
As the old saying goes, they don't make them this way anymore.
He's a once-in-a-generation kind of talent. The one thing about Bill is his legacy will live forever there. There probably won't ever be somebody who means as much to the community and is as important a voice for that community as Bill.
Well, I wonder how the Bulldogs did.
The Bulldogs?
Yeah. I didn't want to lead you into that.
You wouldn't do that to me.
I was trying to see.
The Bulldogs play tomorrow night.
I know it.
He was just a part of so many people's lives as he walked through the communities. We broadcasted live at different events. And I took that as some way for me to embrace and to try to model myself after.
Welcome to the good old summertime tonight, live from downtown Utica. Stacy truly is a class act. She's not only a thorough professional, but she possesses some qualities that are rare in today's newsroom. She's kind and she's gentle.
I was very young when I started working with Bill Worden. I think I was 22 years old. It was my first anchor position. I was so nervous every night.
We take you now to Stacy Sims. She joins us live from the Cuomo campaign headquarters down in New York City.
He was very reassuring, always made me feel comfortable.
Well, finally tonight, I hear you hit the center ring, whistle in hand, and just took control.
Bill has helped countless young journalists get their careers off the ground, really teaching all of us the ropes. And for that, I will certainly be forever grateful to Bill Worden.
Some folks have asked me, even here today, they've come up and asked me, this says, a lot of times in your business, people like you move on, but you've been here for 20 years. I said, well, let me put it to you this way. I'm doing what I wanted to do since I was a little boy. I'm doing it in my hometown. All my family live right around me, and I live among the greatest people in the entire country. Why do I want to go somewhere else?
I loved working with Bill and got along with him great.
We are giving away free smoke detectors tonight, Susan.
That's right, Bill and Stacy. Recently, I suffered a serious health issue and almost died and had to have open heart surgery. Bill reached out to me and sent me a note and just wanted to say that he was thinking about me, wished me well, and that is the kind of guy that Bill is. Rich, what's going on out there?
I'm still standing here. You know, Bill, 20 years ago, I came to WKTV right out of Griffiths Air Force Base, and what I was looking for is what you provided. Some leadership, some guidance, and some of the old been there, done that you gave to me. And those rules and lessons, Bill, I still use today.
Last Wednesday, we launched Utica to Utica, a campaign to help flood victims of Utica, Indiana.
You are going to be sorely missed, not just by viewers, but all the people that have had the pleasure of working with you.
Congratulations on so many years of great broadcasting.
Thank you, God bless, and all my best.
Congratulations. I'm sure it's going to be tough to hang up that microphone, but you deserve this time with your family.
Rich Luderman and all those. I mean,
all of us have learned so much from Bill Worden, and many of the people who used to work here learned so much. And
They have a little bit to say here as well. They have lots of different memories, more the more recent colleagues here at WKTV. Let's take a look.
For me, this is a special treat because as a young kid who grew up in this area and had always wanted to work on the local TV station, this is an absolute thrill.
I didn't know who Bill was until I came to Utica, until I came to Central New York. But you only had to be there for a really short period of time to understand the impact that he had on that community. The minute you told people, I work for WKTV, the first question they asked was, what's Bill Worden really like? It was an honor to work with someone who had that kind of legendary status.
They are still counting the benefits and they're weighing the costs of Woodstock 99.
When you watch Bill at home, what you see is what you get. There is not a difference that I've ever seen from the man on TV to the man off of the air.
Welcome to a very special moment here with the First Lady of the United States. Hillary Rodham Clinton is with us.
He always found a way to connect with us behind the scenes the same way he connects with the viewers at home.
The world is entering a brand new century tonight and a new millennium.
So what can I say about Bill Worden? I know he loves Walmart, he loves the Doobie Brothers, and of course he loves his family.
News Channel 2's Andy Jenks has more on what happened. Andy?
All right, Bill, well, you're exactly right. Growing up in Rome, I watched Bill all the time, especially as a young kid. In 1995, I got an internship at WKTV. I did a poster, part of a class presentation called WKTV at Work. There is a picture of Bill Worden back in 1995.
Well, Jason Paulus and Ryan Nobles are here right now to join us and kind of bring us up to speed on the sports part of this weekend, which is the biggest part for Cooperstown.
When I started out in sports, my only interactions with Bill would be in a little 30-second moment at the end of a sportscast. And you never really knew what about your sportscast he would have thought was interesting. Part of the game I would play in my head, building my sportscast, would be, I wonder what it is that Bill's going to find interesting this time. And I could never peg it.
The snow has been falling around the city of Utica for several hours now, and nobody knows that better than News Channel 2's Susan Tran. She's standing by live on our weather deck right now. Hi, Susan. How's it going?
You love to talk about the old days of news when it was a huge production. Like the one time he went down to go shoot a promotion with Tom Brokaw, and they did his makeup, including makeup on his hands. It was just so awesome to hear all of those stories.
Hello, I'm John Chancellor, NBC Nightly News.
And I'm Bill Worden, TV2 News.
So what can I do for you guys? How's Utica?
Utica's a marvelous, marvelous city.
When you were part of his team, you were part of his family. And he made you feel like you were a member of his family right from the beginning.
Something that'll always be etched in my mind, the memory of Lyle Bosley and Joe Rozier, who both took me under their wings.
Bill Worden is really three things. He's a guy who loves his job, he's a guy who loves his family, and he's a guy who loves his community. Those are three excellent qualities for a news anchor, and that is part of the reason why Bill has been such a success.
You're a part of that station, part of the fabric of the community, and you will be deeply missed on your retirement, though we do wish you nothing but the best.
He's a consummate professional, someone I so admire, and a dear friend. Bill, congratulations on your retirement.
Bill, good luck. We appreciate everything that you taught us, and we look forward to you having a comfortable and enjoyable retirement.
I'm loving just hearing Bill talking through these stories and reminiscing on
God love
what
them all.
happened.
When Susan left, she made me a little Japanese, what do they call it, origami thing. I still have it.
Right now, you're going to hear from a lot of us who grew up watching you, and here's what we had to say.
Whenever I come up Smith Hill and walk into this studio at WKTV, it's game on.
When I think of WKTV, I think of Bill Worden, and it's kind of, they go hand in hand.
30 years ago, it actually started the year that I started at WKTV.
Bill exiting WKTV truly defines the phrase end of an era.
I started out as a 12-year-old boy with a TV studio in his basement. I literally did newscasts in front of a cardboard box camera every night at 6 o'clock.
You can't replace Bill Worden. You can't replace someone who's been the main anchor of the television station for 35 years.
I only expected to be here for 2 or 3 years. I had already worked in some bigger markets, but I did have an opportunity to come home. Something rang true about that, actually working for the one TV station above all that I really wanted to work at since I was a boy.
I never thought in a million years I'd be working at WKTV, let alone sitting next to Bill Worden. He is the Mohawk Mohawk Valley. He is WKTV. He's a staple, just like Chicken Riggies and Greens and Half Moons. Bill Worden is Utica.
3 Syracuse men are behind bars tonight. They're accused of robbing 2 Whitesboro banks.
Here's a guy that covered 6 different presidential administrations. He covered the fall of communism. He covered the Y2K glitch.
He's always been that one constant voice that's been there that you can count on, and that means something to people.
Good idea for the SU basketball team, right?
Yeah, exactly. My only hope is that I can be half the broadcaster that you have been. I know you're not comfortable with the words icon, but that is truly what you have become here.
For over 60 years, News Channel 2 has been where the news comes first. We like to think of it as where you come first.
I remember watching you as a kid growing up. You know, saw you as the news guy on television, the familiar face. And I think that's what so many people in this area see you as, is that familiar face here at WKTV.
When people come up to me and they say, hey, I've watched you since I was a kid, it's a strange feeling, but it is true. They have watched me since they were children, and it's how I felt when I watched Lyle Bosley and then ended up working with him.
He talks about what it was like when he came up to the station when he was little and he got to meet Lyle Bosley. Well, Bill is my Lyle Bosley. Since before I can remember, Bill was someone I looked to as an icon and as a legend.
I'd like to begin tonight by thanking all of you for your service.
Veterans are very close to Bill's heart. Bill is a veteran himself. At those dedication ceremonies, more often than not, Bill Worden is the guest speaker. That speaks to how powerful and how important Bill is to Central New York.
I want to thank you for being the voice of reason and calm during many times when I walked in the door at 4:20 and had 3 stories to get on, freaking out, and you look at me and say, kid, it's just television.
As someone new to the field, he was really the perfect person to work beside.
Bill, congratulations. I'm so excited for you.
It has been an absolute pleasure to not only meet you in person, but to be able to work alongside you these past few years.
Thank you for all you've done for me. You stay classy.
I wish you all the best in the future, and I look forward to catching you playing with your band.
Broadcasting's in your blood, and we haven't seen the last of you.
To Bill, I want to wish you the best of luck.
It's really been a privilege and an honor.
Bill, congratulations on your retirement.
I've really treasured the time that I've had a chance to work with you. You're an inspiration for a lot of young people who are coming up in this business.
Bill, I know I don't need to give you any advice in retirement because I don't expect you to be lounging around the house all day.
Have fun banging those drums and loving that beautiful wife, all those kids and grandkids.
I just want to say a personal thank you for all that you have done for me.
Congratulations, Bill.
I wish you the best of luck in your retirement.
You've certainly given so much to this television station and to this community as a whole, and we wish you all the best.
Now I turn the reins over to some other very talented people. As the cares of this day play across your television screen, rest assured they are people here right now who are more than capable of sorting out all of these things for you. The only difference is now I get to join you and become a viewer as well. Thank you for the years you've allowed me into your homes. And as I mentioned once before, if we see each other out and about in Walmart or any place, and yes, I just gave them a plug, and you want to give me a piece of your mind, come on over and say hi. We can exchange pieces of mind. We'll see each other from time to time, and as I've said for so many years, from all of us at News Channel 2, have a good night, everybody.